In Surah Al-Baqarah, the great Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, Khalilullah, the friend of Allah, he has a really fascinating conversation with Allah. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّي أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. He says, my Lord, please show me how you will revive the dead. How will you bring the dead back to life? Because we all believe, right, that we live in this world. Death is inevitable. We are all going to die. We are all going to leave this world. But then we will be resurrected. We will be raised again on the day of judgment by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, حَتَّى نُسَوِّيَ بَنَانَا. That's so much so that we will even reconstruct your fingertips. So we'll be put back together and be brought back to life. So the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam says, my Lord, show me how that works. Show me how you will do that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the Prophet Ibrahim, أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ? Do you not believe? And he says, Bala, of course I believe, my Lord. How could I not believe? وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي. And I absolutely love his response. He says, but rather, my Lord, I wish to see this, I wish to witness this, so that my heart can find peace and tranquility. I can enjoy it, I can relish it, I can cherish it. Because when you love someone, you love to spend time with them. When you love something, you love and you enjoy witnessing it over and over and over again. And so he says, oh Allah, I love nothing more than I love you. And oh Allah, I love your power and your majesty and your greatness. And so I want to witness it in action. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then sends Ibrahim alayhi salam out on a mission. فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ. He says, go and find 4 birds. فَصُرْهُنَّ إِلَيْكَ. Then what you do is, and this part's a bit graphic, but stay with me here. He then tells him to cut the birds up into pieces. And so he cuts the head off, chops them up into pieces, and then scatter them on all around you. He's like in a valley, there's mountains all around him. So he goes and he mixes up all the different pieces of all the different birds and scatters them out onto the mountains all around him. And then he goes and he stands in the valley in the middle of all those mountains. ثُمَّ دُعُوهُنَّ. And then call them. يَأْتِينَكَ سَعْيًا. And they will come rushing to you. And so Ibrahim alayhi salam does exactly that. He cuts the birds up into little pieces, and he mixes up all the pieces, and he scatters them about all the mountains in the area, and then he goes and he stands there, and then he calls them. And in one of the narrations of Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu, mentioned in the books of tafsir like Ibn Kathir and others, he actually kept the heads of the birds with him. And when he called them, he said, by the will, by the permission, by the power of Allah, come. The pieces of the birds flew into the air, and they started to separate out from one another, and the whole body of the bird started to miraculously form in midair. And the body of one whole bird came together and started to fly towards Ibrahim alayhi salam to retrieve its head. And in the narration of Abdullah bin Mas'ud, he actually first holds out the wrong head that does not belong to that body. And then the body of the bird backed away. And then when he brought out the correct head, the bird flew forward, the head joined the body, the bird completely reformed and flew away. And this happened with one after another, after another, after another, all 4 birds. And then at the end Allah says, وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. That know that God is capable of each and every single thing. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mighty and Allah is wise. So put your faith and your trust in Allah. Nothing is outside of the capacity of Allah. And so there's 2 things I want to leave you with here, 2 thoughts to reflect on. Number 1 is, this is a powerful reminder about our existence in this life. Yes, we exist here and now, and sometimes it seems like what's going on in your life is the most important thing in the world, right? That there's so much going on in your life and it's all about right now, and I got to get this done and I got to get that done and I have to achieve this. But this life is temporary and this life will end, and we will go into the ground where we will wither and wear away. and then will be resurrected and reformed in front of Allah on the Day of Judgment. And we have to answer for how we've lived this life. Live every moment and second in this life with that reality always present in your head, in front of you. That I have to stand before Allah on the Day of Judgment and have to answer for how I've lived this life. And secondly, it's also a reminder, nothing is outside of the power of Allah. If Allah can make such an amazing miracle happen in front of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do anything and everything. So never lose faith, never lose hope, never lose your trust in Allah. Keep your faith and your trust and your hope in Allah. And put your hands out in front of Allah. Just like Ibrahim alayhi salam said, "My Lord, I wish to witness a miracle." Ask Allah for whatever you need, and Allah will provide it to you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the ability to be able to live with the reality and the cognizance of our reckoning and our accounting on the Day of Judgment. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to have complete faith and trust and hope in Him always. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen.